I just thought, well, gosh, someone's getting 3% to just do nothing. And I just didn't think that that was the way it should be. And so that's what prompted me to go and get my real estate license.
Hello and welcome to episode 33 of the Smart Agents Podcast. My name is Michael Walter and I'll be your host. In today's episode, we chat with Raechelle Anglin Kay. And after a few bad experiences with agents of her own, she decided to get into real estate for herself. Now Raechelle leads her own all-female team in Houston, Texas. During our conversation, we talk about how she has used those bad experiences to shape the way she runs her business now. All right, before we get into the day's featured interview, make sure you follow and subscribe to the show on whatever platform you listen to podcasts. You can find us on all major podcasting platforms from Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and the list goes on. Also, as you can see if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the Smart Agents YouTube channel. Click the bell to get notifications whenever a new episode is uploaded. And lastly, if you or somebody else on your team has an awesome story to share, send us a message at feedback@smartagents.com. We're always on the lookout for new stories to share. All right, so let's move on with today's featured interview with Raechelle Anglin Kay. Really, the way I like to get everything started is if you can tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're at in the country, and how long you've been in real estate.
Okay, so my name is Raechelle Anglin Kay. I live in the Texas area, in Houston. I've been a realtor since 2007, and I have owned my own real estate office since 2012.
Wow. And just a second ago before we started this, you said you're also a physician. Is that correct?
Yes. So I am a naturopathic physician. I work in the Texas Medical Center. I was working very little in the Texas Medical Center, and then the pandemic hit and they started calling us all back in. Where I would work like once a week, I've increased that some to be able to get back in and assist where we needed in the ICUs and things of that sort. I work with hospice care, so we needed extra hands on deck, if you will. And so I've been able to jump into that this year again.
So that's great. You know, you were able to go back and use your skills for something that was really needed, especially this.
Right. Yeah. So
tell me about getting into real estate. When you first got into it, what was that decision to get into it like?
So I bought my first home in 2002, and that was an okay experience, but it wasn't great. I saw the realtor maybe once. Then we went and picked out the house, and I think she came and signed the contract. And then I saw her at closing. And so a lot of it was, we kind of did it on our own. And I thought, well, I don't really know how that should go because I didn't have any experience. And then I sold a property in 2003 and purchased another, and kind of had that same experience with her. It just wasn't positive. And then in 2006, I made a very large decision to buy, I guess, more of not a first time buyer price range of home, and worked with a couple of agents. I ended up kind of doing the whole thing by myself, just because we didn't have good communication. And then one of the agents came out of nowhere after we closed saying, "Hey, I was your agent." And I was like, "You didn't come show us this house. We never saw you." And she was trying to get a commission check. And I thought, this is so unfair. People deserve better than this. And, I want to be an agent so that I can actually be an advocate for my clients, actually walk the steps with them, actually be there, answer questions. I just thought, well, gosh, someone's getting 3% to just do nothing. And I just didn't think that that was the way it should be. And so that's what prompted me to go and get my real estate license.
Wow. That's quite that is quite the entry into it. That's,
Yes.
But it's great because it shows you what you don't want to be.
Right. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So then you joined a team or a brokerage for a few years and then started your own. What was the success like? When you knew that I don't want to be this kind of person that flakes out on my clients.
So when I first joined, I joined with Keller Williams, and I had awesome training with them. And I was shown how to do everything the right way. And so I can never discount that experience. I did fairly well. I was runner up for Rookie of the Year. And so I was like, gosh, I got to try harder, but I did have several successes with them. Just coming in the first year, I was working in healthcare full time. And so I was just doing a lot of leases, but I did like a ton of leases helping people. And that was kind of the 2007, 2008 market where, things were kind of looking kind of gloom. The economy was changing. So really took advantage of people that were needing to get out of their homes and lease. And I just thought, this is great. Like, I've done great with this. Let me really focus on doing the sales. And once I did that, I just kind of skyrocketed, went fast forward. And I thought, this is kind of really what I want to do. And I want to be able to not just do this for myself, but I want to show other people how to, number one, either own property or how to make money as an agent. And so that's kind of when I was like, I want to kind of form my own team, and just kind of went from there.
So what's the name of your team now?
So we're home experts of the K Team Realty, and we're in the Texas market.
Yeah. How many members do you have on your team now?
So it's a total of 4 of us on the team. We're all female group, and it wasn't by design per se. We did have a couple of males on the group, and they kind of just didn't share the same vision in terms of like what we were looking to do, and my vision in terms of what I wanted my team to look like. So we're kind of all female team now. We have kind of shared the same visions. I mean, family first. We're all Christians, and so we believe in just doing the right thing and providing a Christian experience, if you will, for our clients, whether they're Christian or not. We just want to do the right thing, and encourage people to not just purchase a home, but purchase a home that they can sustain, that they can grow equity from, things of that sort. And so with kind of matching my vision with the other ladies on the team, it's just been a really good fit. And so we're a 5-star team. We've won our 5-star award for the last few years. And so I just thought, this is a team that works. And I think when you're a mom and you have a career, you want to work with people that understand that, your kids and your spouse is sometimes going to come first, and not expect you to push through, but to be a good support for each other when one of us can't be there for our clients.
Right. Well, really in thinking about the way you talked about getting into real estate, you saw what you didn't want to be.
Right.
And you're carrying that through to your business also, in your business
Absolutely.
philosophy. And I think that's so cool that it's carried through, now almost 15 years, and you've kept those same, I want to do things the right way, the way that, is going to help me, but also my agents and also the clients. And it's all this very, positive.
Right.
That's great. What, when you, as you're building, as you're bringing these ladies onto your team, what are some of those things that you're looking for as a broker?
So I'm definitely looking for someone that has a passion for real estate, not just someone that wants to make money, because yes, we will make money, but the passion has to be there. Having a level of compassion and actually being able to walk the walk with our clients is what I'm looking for in an agent. I know a lot of agents that I could ask to join my team. They don't necessarily share that vision. Doesn't mean they don't make money. Doesn't mean they're not awesome. But we oftentimes become social workers. We become family members. We become friends. And I want to see agents that are understanding and compassionate and are willing to do that for our clients, and then for each other in the team, because life happens. This past year, we've seen that. And so I want us to not just be agents that work together, but be family away from family, and a huge support system, for each other, because some days are crazy and we need each other to lean on and scream and not be able to take that home to our families, but just to kind of bit within each other.
Right. I think you kind of hit it, where this whole year has really taught us a whole lot of different things, that what is important to us or was important to us, 14 months ago isn't the case anymore.
Absolutely.
But what is, with your group, what's kind of do you have a specific niche that you target, or or each individual, do they have their own different thing?
So we specialize kind of in first time buyers. And so that was kind of our niche starting. And of course, we have evolved somewhat because we have now been a team that specializes in repeat buyers or repeat clients, if you will. So we, I've got some clients that I started off with from the beginning, and so do my agents, and they're, buying, selling, becoming investors. So that initially was our specialty and our niche, but, I guess our niche is just longevity with clients and growing and encouraging whatever journey they're taking through the real estate market. So.
Right. Well, and with your approach of, making it the best possible experience for them, they're never going to go to another agent. Like, you have them locked in. And if they're first time home buyers, hey, that's great, because, it's just going to keep building on itself.
Yeah, I have one client. She and her husband purchased a home. They were purchasing with another agent, and they were referred to me from an agent that was outside of the market and couldn't help them. That was a family member for them. And they purchased their home, and they have 6 sons. And I am now, as of this morning, have written a contract for the 4th son out of 4 out of 6. So this is that family, it's just kind of funny that, she said, well, the other 2 will be ready in a couple of years. But, it's encouraged not only because they were an older couple and had never owned a home. It's encouraged not only them, but now their kids are like seeing the benefit of home ownership. And so they're taking that journey with their spouses. So, that's what I'm in this for, to show people the benefits of owning real estate, and just making that journey as positive as possible, because it can go south. It's not always sunny days, but just trying to bear the brunt of the bad news and try to make that positive spin for those those family members. So.
Right. Well, it's like, just with your background in medicine and everything too, you just have this like, really positive effect on people. You're really in all facets, whether it was the medicine or this, you were there to benefit their life going forward in an immense way.
I try.
I think it's awesome. It's so cool. I'm really glad I'm talking to you.
Thank you.
But when it comes to your teams, like the marketing and things, like what are you doing to kind of get your name out there with new clients?
So what I do, and I mean, we don't have any super fancy marketing, but I do a lot of Instagram marketing. What I like to do is do home tours. So I have this thing that's like home tours. So I go and just tour these homes. And if I could grab the salesperson, I'll grab them and let them kind of talk about it. And then I tag them, so we're able to kind of get the word out to some more people. And then sometimes it gets shared. Again, nothing super fancy. We do mail outs, and then I do some community sponsorship of different events. And so that's kind of how we get our new clients. But honestly, most of our new clients come from word of mouth. From referrals from other clients. So I would say about 60% of ours are coming from referrals. But we do get those that come from Instagram and our Facebook page. And so that's been tremendous. I love them all the same. However, we our paths cross. But that's kind of been my thing, is just the Instagram. And I encourage agents to utilize whatever free marketing they can, especially when you're growing. I mean, yeah, you do have to spend money, but when you're first kind of like a baby agent, you want to utilize those because a lot of people are watching on podcasts, Instagram, Facebook. So especially this year when people are at home. So.
Right. Well, in the way that, the social media and the Instagram and being able to set up the hashtags for your specific community, I mean, it's great. There's endless possibilities.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's been amazing for me to just kind of like, I did billboards and stuff before, and people would be like, oh, I saw you on the billboard, but never got any clients really from it. They would just see me in the grocery store and like, I saw you on the billboard. And I'm like, that's great. But how is that going to benefit me?
Right. And billboards can get pretty pricey too, depending on where they're at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And, when it comes to the Instagram and things like that, like also you can do everything from your phone. You don't need the fancy camera crew or anything anymore, especially now with this last year, everybody's accustomed to this Zoom call that we're doing.
Right.
Nobody knew what Zoom meant a few months, a year ago. Now it's part of the vocabulary. Yeah. And so even, the quality of things, it doesn't have to be super polished. It can be that, hang on, let me fix something real quick and continue on with it. And having those Instagram lives, especially, you're able to communicate in real time with multiple people, as the comments start coming in.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, that's what people are looking for. From my experience, is someone that's approachable and on their level of just like, I want to ask you a question. I try to tell people there's no dumb questions, even if I'm not your agent. If I can answer something that's not going to, be legally tricky, if you have another agent or someone representing you, I'm glad to do so. And I think a lot of people want to just kind of ask general questions before they make a decision as to whether or not home buying is something that they're interested in doing, or even leasing a home. So, it's a big step. So.
Right. So before we wrap up, just tell me what's the next year looking like? What's 2021 looking like for you?
So 2021 started off a little slow for us. There was a lot of uncertainty, but so far our team is going strong. I think all of my agents have at least 3 or 4 contracts that they're working on right now, and they're constantly going out showing homes. So it's looking positive. I'm excited. I'm wanting to grow the team by 2 or 3 agents, just because I think there's going to be a huge need. The rates are low, just a lot of positive things. And so, I really just want to see where we can go with it, but I'm thinking we're going to have a great, amazing 2021. So they have to claim it and be positive about it. So.
Awesome. Well, for anybody that is listening to this in the area that's looking to, join a team, what's your website so they can start checking you out?
So we are Home Experts of the K team, realty.com. We also have Instagram. So it's Raechelle the Realtor on Instagram, and Raechelle Kay and Associates on Facebook.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I really want to thank Raechelle for joining us today. And I also want to take a moment to thank her for her time spent on the front lines of this COVID pandemic. I really did enjoy our conversation, and I'm sure with her focus on giving clients the best possible experience, she will have nothing but success. So once again, if you think you or somebody else on your team has an awesome story or a tip to share with our community, send us a message at feedback@smartagents.com. Well, that wraps things up for this episode, but remember, follow the show wherever you listen to podcasts and make sure to subscribe to the Smart Agents YouTube channel. Again, I'm Michael Walter, and we'll see you on the next episode.